Hello. Oh gosh, let's hope that we have good internet and we don't have any sound or internet issues like we have been lately. Hopefully tonight can just go smoothly. But let's see. So, hello. We're back here with Big Mama, my ostrich egg that we are working away on. Hello. So I finished. I just did a little bit of extra detailing on this side in the brown, and not a lot. I didn't add any brown to the middle part here. Thank you. So we've got the white on it. We've got the brown on it. From the brown that you guys last saw this. Hello, Danielle. The last time you guys saw this, it was brown, so I added a little bit more detail on here. And then I gave this baby a bath. Yeah, they turned out okay. So I have a little story. To tell right now. A confession, if you will. A Pasanke confession. So I gave this little puppy a bath. Not Big Mama. I gave her a bath with some Dawn dish detergent to take down the brown dye, and I gave her a little scrub just gently with a with my toothbrush, and it was not looking very good. I was a little bit worried. I thought that the washback wasn't going to work. However, after the washback, I did a vinegar rinse and it worked beautifully. And we were back down. So it washed back very nicely. I've never done a washback on an ostrich before, so that was probably something I maybe should have done some more research on before just jumping head first in. But you know what? It all worked out, so we're not going to worry about it. So there we go. We can wash back an ostrich egg. We have now, well, I mean, maybe you guys already knew this, but I learned that we can do that. So that was good news. Now, after my wash back, I discovered something. Bum, bum, bum. I forgot to fill in. There's no wax here. I forgot to fill in one of my daisies. So after I had a little argument with myself, finding out that 4 dozen ostrich eggs every day. Oh, wow. Love it. This is my first ostrich, so I'm like, I'm learning it all as I go. So I have respect and admiration for anybody that can work on these because, oh my God, I'm having a hard time with the size. There's a joke somewhere, but I'm too tired to make it. So I discovered I didn't fill this in with any wax. It did not go right fast. You guys, the mental health this week, you guys, the mental health is slipping. It's slipping bad. It's slipping bad. So we cope with a little art therapy is how we're coping. But yes, cognitive functioning is not great right now. My fellow Albertans know what I'm talking about. It's been a rough couple of days. So what I did is I took this, that's why I'm eating chicky nuggies. Yeah, I'm about there myself. So I just went and I took my brown dye and I took a little paintbrush and I dipped it in the dye and I just filled that in is what I did. And now I'm going to wax over top of it. No one will be none the wiser that I made this little mistake. This will be our little secret. So nobody knows except 25 people that are in this live right now. So there you go. Shh, secrets. Secrets and lies. Sorry, you guys. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood tonight. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood. Okay. So I got dye the other day. I can't muster enough energy to shout. Oh, I'm so sorry. I put my name in yellow hearts. I'm so sorry. Aw. I'm, you know what? I'm also in the hella depressed, finding it hard to get in the shower. So solidarity, you know, you just do what you can. Just brush your teeth and wash your face if you can manage, and don't worry about it. You know, it's all good. I'm so sorry about your Oma. That sucks. That's hard. Hi. Yay. So, Pussy Willows. Thank you, guys. Make me feel better, though. So glad I made it. Oh, I'm glad you made it, too. I'll try not to be a complete Debbie Downer the entire time. We're going through it. We're going through it in Alberta right now. I took a plant with an unfortunate name. Oh, look, a plant with an unfortunate name that might get you banned. Okay, so these are kitty willows. We're gonna call those kitty willows because TikTok. Yeah, I don't want to get banned. So here we go, kitty willows. These are from my daughter's room. What's going on in Alberta? Well, our government on Wednesday announced that as of 2 weeks from today, we're stopping testing. We're not going to test for COVID anymore. Masks are not mandatory anymore. You don't have to isolate if you have COVID. It's not mandatory anymore. So you can, like, if you do manage to get tested, if you test positive, you're totally allowed to, like, go to work and whatever. Like, there's no... It's recommended to stay home now, but it's not... It's a mess. It's such a... You guys have had, like, 3 panic attacks since Wednesday. You can, if you look up Dina Hinshaw and her Wednesday announcement, or just like the Alberta Health Services, their announcement on Wednesday, if you Google it. If I didn't know better, do you know what? Honestly, it's worse than Florida. It's worse than Tennessee. It's worse than Arkansas. You know what I mean. I'm Canadian. Please don't hate me. But is Alberta Canada's Florida? It is correct. We used to say we were Canada's Texas, but we are Canada's Florida. Even Florida, like Disneyland in Florida, is bringing back their mask mandate. We're getting rid of ours. It's like, it's mess. It's bad. The doctors are losing it. The nurses are losing it. The parents are losing it. They're taking all of our children under 12 and just throwing them under the bus, and it's hard. And I'm a mess, and it's not great. So here we are to do some art therapy because I thought my kids were going to go back to school in person, and we were all really excited for that to happen, and I don't think that's going to be a possibility anymore, and it makes me really sad because I feel like my kids have given up so much. But lots of kids have had to give up a lot this last couple years, and my kids have been fortunate for everything that they do have, and that is gone right for us. So it's hard because it puts us in a really crappy place. It puts so many Albertans in a crappy place, and it's scary, and I'm scared, and it just, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I got that out. So that's done. Okay. Okay, I got that out of my system, guys. Thank you for letting me vent. Here we go. Okay. We're doing kitty willows. We're doing kitty willows. Kitty willows. Okay, so where's my Kitska? I'm a mess. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, I'm a mess. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Sorry if I don't comment much. I'm attempting to do the research. Good luck on your research paper. I am wearing so this is Holo Taco, of course, as always. I am wearing duct tape gray with I think a linear hollow top coat on over top. That's what Kissy Willows. Kissy Willows? Kitty Willows? You guys know. The name that I don't want to end up getting banned on TikTok. So, I already have... It's my de-stressor at the moment. Hey, whatever works. So, I do already have this white creamy color on here. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you to be all the way done. It's always a good feeling. You know what? First, before I forget, I'm gonna fill that in. But I do already have my white on here. I put my lines and everything down, and then I put my branches in. But I couldn't do the white kitty willows until I had my branches in. So I am going to go. I'm gonna fill this guy in. Okay, let's see if I can get you on screen here. It's always a challenge to get on screen. So if anybody, when you were watching my live on Sunday and you were seeing me, if you saw me forget to fill this in, my apologies. You were probably screaming at your phone and I couldn't hear you. Okay, so there we go. It'll be like it never happened. We didn't forget to fill that in. That's our little secret. Okay, so I'm going to go into and use my little bit finer Kitska because I want to try to get this this like pointy shape. I want to get the shape right. So I think I need the finer Kitska. See if I can do that. So I hope everybody else's week is going better than ours here. Oh, do you know what? This is out of wax. I need some wax. Let's load our Kitska. Scoopy, scoopy, scoop. If you're listening to this tonight and you're like, she sounds like she's kind of losing it. I am. Finally got my kitty back from his 3-week outside vacation. Oh no! Did somebody venture outside for a little adventure for a few weeks and scare you? Mine did that to me once, about 5 years ago. Except that he ventured outside in November and I live in Alberta. I really wasn't sure if I was going to see him again or if he was going to turn into a popsicle. Okay, here we go. So the shape I want, it's like that little, it's like kind of like a little teardroppy shape. So like that kind of a shape is what we're looking for. How about I get it on screen? Let's try that. Oh, they look so cute. I like those. I think those are going to be quite cute. Okay. I like these. I think these are going to be quite cute. I have no idea what's happening in the chat, but it looks productive and helpful. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I just realized that right before I came on, I let my dog out to go pee. I forgot to let her back in. I need to go let my dog back inside. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I need to go let my puppy dog back inside. She is going to be very, very upset with me. So I'm going to take you off. My apologies. I will be back in like, what am I doing here? 2 minutes. You can look at all of my eggs and some dress-ups that need to be put away. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be like 2 seconds. I just gotta go let my dog in. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. My brain is not firing on all cylinders tonight. Okay. Sorry. I'm making anybody dizzy. My apologies. Okay, here we go. All right. I always remember to let her back in, but I definitely forgot tonight. Okay. Roll of paper towel. Do not light on fire. Was the dog mad? She gave me a look. She gave me a look that only a dog can give. She gave me a look that said, excuse me. Get your life together. Anybody else's dog ever give them that look? Maybe it's just me. It's starting to look more leaf-like than kitty willows. Maybe. See if we can bring it back a bit. It'll make more sense when the colors are correct. Right now everything's kind of the same color. But it'll make more sense. Here we go, we'll get some different sizes. Am I burning it? So this is, I am not, so what I have here, I have this little tool. It's called the Kitska, and it's sort of, it's very similar to batik. If you've ever seen batik, this is an old Slavic folk art that you see me doing here on this ostrich egg. It's called pisanke. And so this is filled with beeswax. And I keep it, whenever you see me pause and go off to the side, I warm it in the candle, in the candle. And surface tension is what keeps the wax inside. And when it touches a surface, that's when the wax comes out. And so when I touch the surface of the eggshell, the wax comes out. And what the wax does is it seals in whatever color is here. So when it was all brown in the brown dye, I put these branches on. I use this tool to draw like these branches on. So that's sealed in the brown color. And now I'm coming in with the, now that I've washed the dye off and it's this nice white creamy color, I'm going to come and put in the little blossomy part of the kitty willows, the kissy willows. You know what I mean. You know what these are. But I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get banned. There we go. So it's all about sealing in whatever color you have. And so then you do a series of colors. So after I'm done doing these, I'm going to dye it yellow, which we'll see how far I get on this tonight. Either tonight or the live on Sunday, I'm going to dye it yellow in front of you all, which will be a hilarious process because, let me tell you, it is a hilarious process. You're trying to throw dye on a giant egg. I mean, that's relatable, right? Okay. So here we go. That's why I'm here. I want to show everybody this art form. It's not well known. Not super well known. Like I said, it's an old, very old Slavic folk art. It started with the early Slavic pagans before Christianity took over in that part of the world. This then got adopted by Christianity, and so it used to be part of like pagan spring rituals where, you know, after a long, hard, arduous winter, you would, you know, celebrate the spring and new life. Eggs are symbolic as holding, you know, the potential for new life, right? In the spring, everything comes alive again after the hard winter. And so they would make these decorative eggs sort of as like an offering. And so then when Christianity came to the area, they adopted this tradition and they adapted it for Easter, for the birth of Christ, the rebirth of Christ. Right? The whole rising thing on Easter, new life. So there you go. That's where it comes from. Where do you get the wax? So all of it's listed in my bio. All of where's my little piece of paper? So all of my supplies are from this website. It is, if anybody wants to take a screenshot, it is listed in my bio as well. UkrainianAccessories.com. It is a Canadian company. Small business. Support your small business. Bezos has enough Johnson rockets. He doesn't need any more. Support your small business. And yeah, if you use code CraftyLady10, you can get 10% off. So, the sample Kitty Willow, here she be. Here she be. So I'm looking, and mine aren't quite as alternated as they are on here. So I'm gonna, I mean, they're already on, so there's not too much I can do, but I'm gonna try to push that a little bit more on the next one. I'm looking for these tools ends up. My mom has some old school ones. That's amazing. I've got some of so I've been doing this since I was a child in the 80s. I've been doing this art form. And I've got some of my old supplies. Where my old Kitska? There it is. So this is probably the tool that I used to learn this art form. So yeah, sometimes finding old supplies is quite fun, and they work great. So dig them out. Get some eggs at the store. Make some eggs. I just need to look at pretty patterns and pretty colors right now. That's what's gonna get me through. Just looking at pretty patterns, pretty colors. Look at pretty things. So Kistka, where is my packaging? Every time I go to spell it, hang on. Let me get you a... Every time I go to spell it, my brain collapses. I'm not sure why, but it surely does. Okay, Kistka is spelled K-I-S-T-K-A. Whenever I go to spell it in my phone, it autocorrects wrong, and it's like, now I can't remember how to spell Kistka properly, but there it is. K-I-S-T-K-A. Now that is Ukrainian spelling. As I mentioned, this is a Slavic art form, so there is Ukrainian eggs, there's Polish eggs, there is, you know, Belarusian, Croatian, like there's so many different areas that have these types of decorative eggs, so just a heads up, that spelling is the Ukrainian spelling. You might find other spellings or other names for these tools, depending on what area. Okay, let's go here. There we go. So I'm just kind of doing the outline and then filling it in. That's gonna be a little one. Did you always make straight lines? Is there for me? Of course there is. Of course there is. Of course there is. All Pisanke are beautiful. Right? It's about the journey. It's not about your finished piece. Is this going to end up being the most amazing pisanka I have ever made? No. I guarantee you it's not. It's my first ostrich, so it's going to be a little rough around the edges. This is my training wheels one, right? I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm learning everything for the first time, so it's not going to be perfect. Does that mean that it shouldn't be made? You know? Or is this possibly one of the most important ostrich's eggs that I've ever made because it's my first one? And if I never make that first one, I'm never going to make any. Is it going to be my best one? No. Is it possibly my most important one? Yeah. So don't worry if your lines aren't straight. It don't matter. It don't matter. All art is worth making. Because any art made with intention is magic. And oh my God, if there is a time where we need a little magic, it is now. It is now. Hang on. Oh, no, there it is. Where's my connection? Where's my connection? Lost connection. Is it coming back? Is it coming back? Is it coming back? Okay. If my sound goes, it lost connection for a minute, so it's back. Okay. Sorry, my phone started doing something interesting. We have had a heck of a time with the clock app, with the Tiki-Talks. We are having a heck of a time with it lately. Okay. So this right now is translating more leaves than pussy willows, or kitty willows. Kissy willows, kitty willows. Gah. But that's okay because when the color is right, it'll look more like it. But these are very dense branches. Very dense. That's okay. That is a-okay. Can I flash the other side? That might also be a sentence that gets me banned on the clock app. So I added a little bit of detail with the brown, not a heck of a lot, but there we go. That's where we're at on this side. So let's, you know, whether or not they look like authentic kitty willows or not, I think it's gonna work out. I think it's gonna look cool, especially with these daisies. I think it's gonna look cool. I'm excited. Is it gonna be perfect? No. Am I still gonna like it? Yes. So that's where we're at. I got the wrong one. Hang on. Here we go. What am I doing here? I love that you went with the daisies. I'm excited. I think it's going to work out quite well. It wasn't what I planned on doing, but I think, I mean, the story of my life, let's be honest. How is your kitty? My cat is doing good. My old man cat. He is doing quite well. He's pretty much it. I mean, today a flock of turkeys wandered by. Oh, I love that. I asked if they heard the good word of Ducky, the non-binary peafowl. Oh, am I out of wax? Not yet. I think I can do one more. That is funny, Sarah. I think this is some of that white wax I was working with, which if you look at it, it's gone like gray. That white wax I was using, it's gray. It's very unusual. I like it, but like, that's wild. My turkey is a little rusty. Like Ducky's gospel is spreading. Oh. That is funny. Wonder if it's collecting ash. Could be. Could be. Anything's possible right now. I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality. I don't know if other Albertans are feeling that way, but there's like, I don't know, I feel like there's like a glitch in the Matrix or something. I don't know. You know, when people say that, like, I think there's a glitch in the Matrix. I always see those and I'm like, oh, ha 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 ha. That's funny. Now I'm like, I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality. I don't know, something about it. Okay. There we go. I feel like we were at the start of a dystopian novel. Oh God, yes. That's also. Yes. So then it's like the question's like, well then what do I do? I don't know. It's okay. Do you want to know? Okay, sorry. Don't mind me while I have a small mental breakdown on a live stream. Are you guys still on fire? Oh God, this whole planet is. Let's be honest. It's BC is better. It's not great. There's some stuff going on in Alberta with forest fires. It's not great. It's this whole. It's this, I was like, it's this whole side of the continent really isn't doing great. But so where I'm kind of at right now, I was watching this TikToker, and I think her name's Teffy, and it's like, she basically does deep dives on like celebrity gossip from like the 90s and early 2000s. And it's just all like that. Like she did like a series on like Brangelina and like what that whole thing was about. And like, you know, Jennifer Aniston and just that whole thing, like what went down. She did another one recently about Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp. For those that don't know, if there's any youngins, any young people in the chat, Winona Ryder, when she, in like 1989, when Winona Ryder was 17 and Johnny Depp was like 26, 27, they dated. He was like her first serious boyfriend, I think. And they dated for like a few years, and they were engaged at one point. But she did like a little series on that. And I love 90s smut. I just love it. I don't know if it's from a time, I don't know. It's like a weird, it's I think it's seeing headlines and stuff from when I was growing up, but looking at them with new adult eyes, I think that I find so fascinating. Like, I remember, there's lots of strawberries. There's so many strawberries. I love it. Somebody like a Tanya Harding, right? Or a Nicole Brown Simpson, or a Monica Lewinsky. Like these headlines that were, you know, headlines. Okay, now those don't match. I'm going to have to assess that, but let's finish this first. Maybe if I just go through and do these. These headlines that I used to see when I was a kid, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but like just my memories of being a young person growing up and just hearing like the adults around me talk about these people and these things, and just being like, okay, well, they're the adults, so I guess they know what's going on, and not really questioning it too much. And now as an adult, revisiting some of these headlines and some of these quote unquote scandals and looking at them with adult eyes and being like, that's what was going on there. Oh, wow, that's different than from what I remember. Or that's different from what I was told, that kind of thing. I'm the same age as Winona. It didn't seem weird at the time. I know. You guys, I'm so right there. I was 16 dating a 19-year-old. Like, I remember what it was like being a teenager. And I remember what it was like to be like 14 and think, oh, I know, I'm grown. I'm grown. I know how the world works. Like, I remember thinking that so vividly. And yeah, something like that, something like Winona Ryder at 17 dating a 26-year-old. I'm like, that's normal. We don't question that. That's totally normal. Right? Like, it's weird to look at these things now as an adult. Like, it's weird. I just notice things that I didn't notice before. And I question things that I didn't question before. So, but so I went on this deep dive with this TikToker. I think it's something Teffy, like Hello Teffy or something like that. And she was mentioning in her little Winona and Johnny Depp series that she did that they both took their breakup really hard, and Winona Ryder got diagnosed by her kind of therapist she was seeing as having something known as anticipatory nostalgia, and why that breakup was so difficult for her, because she had participatory nostalgia. So I, being the psych major, was like, let me do a Google deep dive, wormhole deep dive on this today, because I need to shut my brain off for a little while and not think of everything terrible that's going on. And so I did a little deep dive on it. I found it really fascinating. And I I feel like I'm almost feeling a little bit of that right now. Like that anticipatory nostalgia, like, so when we talk about anticipatory nostalgia, it is having like nostalgia for a future that hasn't happened yet, and now you're grieving this future that like you were attached to it because you thought it was going to happen, but now it's not. Like, it's like an anticipatory thing. I don't know if I'm making sense or not. But I kind of feel, I don't know, I feel like I kind of almost have this with like just this fall and these new COVID, like everything that's the government's changing up with like our COVID things and that, like I don't know, it's weird to explain. I was anticipating like, okay, it's been a rough couple years. We're over the worst. We've seen the worst of this. We just got to make it through a few more months. And yeah, it's like you have to now break up with the future that you had imagined. You anticipated this future that is now never going to happen, and you have to let go of it, essentially. Anticipatory nostalgia. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I anticipated kind of the rest of this year, the year of our Lord, 2021. I kind of had an idea for how I thought the rest of this year would go. With my kids going back to school and like, we're over the worst of this, like it's never going to be like it was before, but it's going to be so much better than it has been. And we're over the worst. We've seen the worst of it. And I was really attached to that. And I just don't think that's how it's going to go anymore. I don't know if I'm making sense. Is Canada locked back down again? And I missed the start. Okay, so what is happening is our government, as of Wednesday, like our COVID numbers are climbing. Our R value was at like about 1.5 last time I looked. They keep doing this thing where they're supposed to release our COVID numbers on Friday, but they're waiting until after 6 p.m. when all the news outlets have gone home, like all the reporters and stuff have gone home, and they're just like kind of quickly releasing them online. Like it's like after the evening news is finished. They keep saying there's technical issues and they have to wait to put out the numbers and stuff. And every time they've done this, it's been like not good. Anyways, that sounds a little, weird and creepy, but that's what's been going on. So last I looked, our R value was at 1.5. It could be more now. I don't have the updated numbers. I haven't been able to look at them yet. And yeah, so it's not going good. Our numbers are up. Lots of places, like I know Disneyland in Florida has brought back their masking bylaw. In the Okanagan here in BC, they're clamping back down on some restrictions because they're having an outbreak there right now. Like, it's not good. We're definitely experiencing an outbreak of the Delta variant. Like I mean, most areas are. And instead of anticipating a fourth wave and trying to prepare for it, as of Wednesday, the government announced that the middle of August, we are completely getting rid of our mask mandate. We are no longer going to be, I think as of the end of August, we are no longer testing for COVID unless you are like super severe and end up in the hospital. But like, you can't get tested. They are they're getting rid of, if you are they're getting rid of tracing. Sorry, there's not going to be any tracing done as of, I think, Monday, August 1st. They're no longer doing contact tracing. You no longer have to isolate if you are deemed a close contact. Like if somebody calls you and says, hey, I have COVID and we hung out recently, you don't have to isolate. And if you do manage to get tested, as of the 16th, I believe it's August 16th, if you test positive, you don't have to isolate. Like if you do manage to get a test, you no longer have to isolate. It's recommended, but you don't have to. So that's neat. And we're supposed to start school in a month. And none of the kids under 12 have an approved vaccine. So there we go. That's that. I'm at a loss for words. Yeah, they say that, yeah. And I'm like, that's cool. My kids are vaccinated against chickenpox. What can I not, and I get the whole COVID is here to stay. We're going to have to get like a booster every year, whatever, blah, 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 blah. We just need to learn to live with it. Like I get that. But I vaccinate my children every year for the flu. I can't vaccinate them for COVID. So I can't treat it like just another flu because I cannot do what I would normally do. And it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. And yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm at. Had a whole rant towards the beginning about it. I kind of went off for a minute, but fun times at Rydell High. Oh, I'm so glad your whole family's vaccinated. I wish my kids were old enough for it, but they are not. We got a couple more years. My oldest is 9, so not old enough, unfortunately. Am I doing a good job of making these look like leaves and not kitty willows? No. Do they still look pretty? Yes. So we're just going to pretend that it's fine. We're just going to ignore that. Why don't we have a vax for kids? Apparently there's one coming. At best, it'll be here end of October-ish. At best, it'll be approved around mid-October, and then there's the whole logistics of like getting them distributed and getting appointments and actually getting them administered, and then I'm assuming there'll be, the whole 2 doses thing and blah, 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 and it's a lot. It do be a lot. So, New life motto. We're just going to pretend that it's fine. Yeah. I hope they will do in-school vaccinations. I mean, to me, if I was in charge, right, that would be, I'm assuming, the easiest, Like, obviously, let them, go and get, in clinical settings and stuff as well. But, like, yeah, I would assume the easiest thing would be to do them in schools. You would think. Yes, to deal with the blob. Yeah, I think it's this one was the one that ended up blobbing. So I still have to put a stem and some leaves in here. But yeah. It wasn't my idea. It was Danielle's. Damn child. She's in here. Or at least she was. I think she's busy writing a paper, though. But it was her idea. It was her suggestion. I think it's going to work out quite nicely. How's your paper going? Go get it finished. Remember to proofread. God, that was always my favorite when I got to the part where I was like, okay, proofreading. And I'd read through and I'll be like, wow, this was clearly written when I was tired. You're drawing? Go get back to your paper. Not me finishing papers 30 minutes after class. They were due for... Okay, first, small rant. I once had a term paper that was due midway through the term. Wasn't a midterm paper. It was a term paper worth like, I don't know, 30 or 40% of my mark or something ridiculous like that. And it was due midway through the term. Like, oh my God. So anyways, I stayed up the entire night at the school finishing this paper, and I literally got it printed off the computer 5 minutes before my class started when it was due. Not even 5, it was like 2 minutes. 2 minutes before my class started, I had the paper done and printed off the computer. And I showed up to class in my clothes from the day before because I hadn't gone home yet. And I handed in my paper and I had every intention of going home and going to bed. My teacher was like I handed it to her and I went to leave. She's like, you're not staying for class? I was like, I have to go get my bag. And I went and got my bag, and you guys, I went back to class and I sat there. I sat in that class with my clothes on from the day before. And all my friends were laughing at me. They knew exactly what had happened. However, I got an A, so, like, whatever. Nothing like showing up to your college classes in your clothes from the day before, or your bar clothes, or your bar makeup. Never did that. No. No. But I got good grades. So, you know, work hard, play hard. Some of these look more like pussy willows than others. You know what? It's just not going to look like... It's not going to look like kitty willows. It's just not. And that's okay. I'm out of wax. Hang on. How's blonde life? I mean, I don't go anywhere or do anything, so it's just me looking at myself in the mirror, and I enjoy it. So, my youngest daughter, I mistakenly... She overheard me telling somebody, like, yeah, I got blonde back in my hair. I'm a blonde again. Like, haven't been a blonde for, you know, ages. Thought I'd try blonde again. Blah, blah, blah. And I hang up the phone, and apparently my daughter has very strong feelings on blonde, because to her, the only acceptable form of blonde is an all-over Jojo Siwa blonde all over kind of a thing. That is the only blonde that's acceptable. And she's been very irate with me whenever I say, oh yeah, I'm blonde again. Mummy, not your whole hair is blonde. You're not a real blonde, Mummy. Because it's not all blonde. And then she'll go through and she'll pick out like some of my like brown pieces and she'll be like, see, Mummy, this is brown. This isn't blonde. You're not a real blonde. Like, yes, thank you. Thank you for putting me in my place. I am not, nor will I ever be able to measure up to Jojo Siwa. I understand. No, this wasn't even the oldest. This was the youngest. This was my 7-year-old. It's like, Mummy, you are not a real blonde, Mummy. I was like, all right. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, I like it. I think I'm the only one that likes it, but I think my husband noticed. Although I dyed it purple and he didn't notice, so. Not the most observant man. That's okay. Sometimes it works in my favor. Got my first gray at 11. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how I have not gone gray yet. I don't have any gray yet. I don't know how. Especially with my youngest. I'm genuinely not sure how I'm not completely gray. If I remember correctly, I think my mom started to gray at 40. So I'm expecting to start graying soon. Yeah, I know a lot of people that started to gray at like 16, 17. I think my mom's mom went gray very young. I'm excited. I think it's so different now, right? Like, there's so many women now that are like doing the whole, silver fox thing. Like, I don't know. So many women that are making gray hair look really, really good. Like, I'm not worried about it. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. All right, these definitely don't look like kitty willows, but they look good, so we're gonna not worry about it. Maybe they'll look like little kitty willows. Maybe they'll just look like little flower buds. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what the hay this looks like when I take all of the wax off. It's always a surprise at the end. It always feels like a magic trick because who knows what you're going to get. That final reveal always feels like magic. Okay, I quite like that. I know it doesn't, why did I even bring this for, why did I even bring this down here as like a reference if I was going to completely ignore it? That's fine. It looks nice. We're not going to worry too much about it. Not going to worry too much about it. Overpopulated kitty willows. Yes, that's exactly what we got. Let's do some of these. So, how do we all feel about Bennifer coming back? If I ever, yes, Bennifer. I don't know if that what was for me or not. Bennifer, Ben Affleck, and Jennifer Lopez are an item again. I know. It's the early 2000s all over again. Girl, Have you not seen? There's pictures of them for her birthday on a yacht, and he is cradling that booty again, just very pleased with life. Just like before. It's like it is 2002 all over again and nothing has changed. Although I have to say, I'm not a Ben Affleck fan, sorry. If anybody else is, I'm not. But if they're happy, you know. If they're happy, they're happy. Hello! Muslim cousin, hello. So, I think it's just the fact that it feels like 2002 all over again. And then I think of like, if something were to happen with my husband, like for whatever reason, if I was single, the last thing I would do is get back together with anyone. Well, no, you know what? There's one that I would, because he was an absolutely lovely, just gem of a human. But that's one. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's her one. You know what? Why should I judge? Maybe that's her one. I don't know. I dated some wackadoos. Could not imagine. Could not imagine. Yeah, your snake. I love snakes. That was one I was never... I had friends that were really scared of snakes growing up. I never was. I always thought snakes were really cool. They never bothered me. Spiders, on the other hand, are a different matter. But I've always liked snakes. Nikki, thank you. I has a danger noodle. Oh, who is it? Oh, Janelle Eliana on YouTube, right? She's got Alfredo. Little Alfredo. She's, what is it? A albino something, I think. I don't know. I think snakes are kind of cute. To me, they're in the same category as like lizards, geckos, frogs. I just think they're kind of cute. Onyx. Ooh. That's a great name. What's right after boomers? Gen X. Gen X. Yeah, Gen X. Of which I am right on the cusp. I'm 82, so sometimes I get told that I'm part of Gen X, and sometimes I get told I'm a millennial. And I never know which one, and I relate to both and neither at the same time. The Zennial microgeneration theory. Yeah, that's the one probably that I kind of identify with the most, the whole Zennial thing. But some people feel very strongly that like you can't, microgenerations are not a thing and you're one or the other. Some people have been very vocal to me about whether I'm a millennial or whether I'm a Gen X. I don't know. I'm 82. 82. I've seen a lot. $1985, that's my brother. Wait, people are gatekeeping generations. Always. People gatekeep everything. People gatekeep everything. You know? People will gatekeep everything. Once you get to the point where you realize that every generation is messed up for different reasons, but everybody's messed up, then like the whole generational divide thing seems silly. You realize like it's always been damaged people having kids and then damaging them. Although I have to say a lot of Gen X is starting to come around and be like, you know, this whole kid thing, and even millennials, a lot of millennials are like, I don't know if I want to do the kid thing. I feel like millennials are the first people to kind of come along and really question like the whole, I don't know if I want to have children thing, and not just immediately go right into it. And Gen X even more. Just sort of to really start to question, do I want this, or is this just something I've always been told that I wanted, and do I necessarily want it? Gen Z. It's me and my siblings, we're all split between Gen X and millennial. So it's interesting. The first, yeah, to like on a whole scale be like, oh, stuff's bad. Yeah. Anticipatory nostalgia. Oh, that's happening. That's happening. You start to look around and you're like, oh, things are going to be different than what they have been. Oh, things are changing. Things are going to be, when that starts to really sink in, like things are not off in the future anymore. Things are now. You're like, whoa, that came fast. But it is what it is. It is what it is. People acted like I was pure evil for not wanting kids. I'm so sorry you went through that. I've definitely seen that. Both sides. I've seen people that didn't want to have kids because it was just like the next step, right? Like it was just the next thing to do, so they did it. And like just miserable, if I'm completely honest. Like they didn't even know if they actually wanted kids, and now they have kids and they're like, it's not going well. And then you see those people that know that they don't want kids, and yeah, they're vilified for it. It's wild. Like, why would you care what someone else is doing? But I think it has to do with that whole, if you do something different than what I did, that must mean that you think what I did was wrong, and I have to prove to you that I'm right. You know, I think it triggers people because it brings up something for them. Like, I knew I wanted kids. Very happy to have kids. It's definitely been a wild ride. It's definitely been a lot of stuff that I did not expect. But I definitely wanted them. And I feel fine with that. And like, I don't feel like somebody else deciding not to have kids is like out to lunch. Like, there's days where I'm like, oh, hells yeah, it would be real nice if I could sleep in and not have to clean up feces that isn't mine. Like, I get it. I get why somebody would not want to do this. You know. Yeah, always towards the next step. Always. You know, if you're single, it's, well, what are you dating? If you're dating somebody, when are you going to get engaged? If you get engaged, when are you getting married? You get married, when are you going to start having kids? You have a kid, when are you getting pregnant again? When are you going to have the next one? And it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Always pushing for the next thing. There's no just sort of stop and look around and enjoy where you're at. It's always push for the next thing. It's weird. This is the first year my daughter sleeps later than me. It's so weird. I'm kind of really looking forward to having teenagers that are lazy and want to sleep in on the weekends. I'm kind of really looking forward to that, you guys. Because I think in my heart of hearts, I'm also a lazy, quote unquote, lazy teenager that stays up too late and wants to sleep in. Like, I'm also living inside of me is that just perpetual 15-year-old that it's like, I just want to read bad poetry and write bad poetry until 3 a.m. and cry thinking about a movie I watched 5 years ago and then sleep in. Like, I'm always going to be that 16-year-old girl, no matter how old I get. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It's like, oh, you want me to have kids? How about you take care of them then? Oh, true. Gosh, yeah. Well, and especially looking at, like, you guys in the States, like, I think it's what, on average, like, what? 10 grand to go to the hospital and give birth? Like, in Canada, it's free. Like, I had epidurals with both my babies. My first baby, there was some complications during labor, so the pediatrician had to come in with the nurses and just after she was born and make sure everything was good and do a couple extra things. And, you know, I paid nothing. Like, you think of all of these people, you're like, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? Are you going to pay my hospital bill? Like, some people literally can't afford kids. Like, literally cannot. Like, it's literally been set up that you cannot afford to have kids. And then you wonder why people aren't having kids. Wow. 20K. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I saw some there on average. I mean, I think I'm not 100% up to date with U.S. healthcare, but I saw something. It was like an average, like all the states together on average, it's around 10 grand per kid to go to the hospital and give birth. I cost my parents $11K in $1990 because the insurance goofed. Ouch. Wow. My daughter's 23 NICU days were, oh my God. Wow. Oh. Wow, Kava, that is, wow. Ooh, that just made me lightheaded. 500,000. Oh my God. Holy Jesus. Oh, okay. Well, my babies were free. Oh, that's the other thing my provincial government wants to do right now. He wants to privatize our health insurance. I forgot to add that. He's trying to make private hospitals and stuff. Anyways, oh God, let's not talk about that. I'm gonna get off on a tangent. Anyone else singing "Oh Canada" in their head? Well, not Alberta. He's trying to dismantle our universal health care here and add private. Anyway, it's a long story. It's a long story. He wants sort of like he wants to have like a private option. He's not just trying, he's doing it. Yeah. There's a lot of talk in the medical community right now where the thinking is that they're purposely trying to overload the hospitals come fall with all this COVID stuff so that our healthcare work will completely fall apart, and then he can swoop in and privatize it and get no pushback. is the theory among lots of healthcare practitioners right now. It's a mess. It's a mess. My mom's first ultrasound. Wow. The only one. I'm a survivor. You were the one that hung on. My mom had like 5 or 6 miscarriages before me. And she, because she's blunt as all heck. Just trigger warning. Sorry, I'm going to talk about miscarriage for a moment. If anybody is sensitive to that, click away for a minute. But my mom, she had quite a few miscarriages between my oldest brother and I. One was a nectopic pregnancy that almost killed her. But she was so sick and tired of having miscarriages. They had a restaurant. She was working in the restaurant, lifting those like big, heavy pop. Like if you've ever had to change the syrup on the pop when you've worked at a restaurant, she was like throwing those sort of crate things around. And she told me, she's like, yeah, if you weren't going to stick, if you weren't going to survive, I just wanted you out of there. So she was like lifting all the heavy things at the restaurant, trying to like get me to not stick, as she put it. I was like, wow, thanks, Mom. She's like, yeah, you stuck in there though. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I did. I guess I did. I was a stubborn little embryo. I was going nowhere. That is a weird thing to tell your child. I thought so. I hate them all. Oh my God, Danielle. Oh my God. Politicians only care about babies when they aren't born yet. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're trying to make healthcare, giving birth affordable for anyone. So, not like they're making childcare or mat leave a thing. Now you know why I have so many emotional breakdowns, because I have the emotions of 3. Oh. Sometimes you have to look around and ask yourself, am I overdramatic, or do I just have a lot of trauma? And then you're like, oh, I'm not overdramatic. I am acting quite appropriately for the circumstances. Load up my Kitska here. All right, y'all, I have to get on the road to meet some TikTok friends. Ooh, that'll be fun. Have a safe drive. Have a good trip. I'm Gen X, and menopausal explains so much. Oh, I can't wait for menopause. I mean, like I shouldn't say that. I know it's going to be a time. I'm looking forward, God willing, please let me make it. Please let me live long enough to go through menopause and come out the other side and just be a sassy old lady. Dear God. Old relative to what I am now. But like, I really want to be a sassy, like 70-year-old. I really, really want to be sassy. Oh, and like just not bogged down by any of my hormonal stuff anymore. Oh, I'm excited. I know not everybody Everybody experiences their cycles differently. I have a hard time with mine. I've got PMDD, so I'm really looking forward to not having that. Although I'm sure menopause is going to be a trip. I'm sure it's going to be a whole thing. God willing, I live long enough to see it through to the other side. It is Friday. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Bring on the silver fox, sassy gray hair. Bring on the no cycles anymore. Bring it all on. I'm ready. Hot flashes. All the women before me have dealt with it. I'll figure something out. I'm sure it's not pleasant. I'm sure it sucks. Things suck now and I'm dealing with it. So whatever. What's one more thing? I used to die during my cycle. IUD was a lifesaver. I've always been terrified of IUDs. I was once confined, and oh God, I'm ratting my mom out tonight. My mom's birds and the bees talks with me consisted of, on my first day of high school, telling me that the women in my family were very fertile as I was like closing the vehicle door on my way into my first day of high school. And that was exciting. What is going? Oh my gosh, what happened there? My internet just went wild for a second. Sorry if it cut out. I could hear somebody else. That was weird. Sorry, I don't know if that went weird for anybody else. Sorry. But yeah, no, my mom was like, women in our family are very fertile. And that was like on my way out the door to my first day of high school. So that was exciting. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I heard someone else too. I think someone was trying to join the live and I didn't press anything. I didn't I sort of saw a screen pop up and then it went away. So I don't know what happened there, but that was exciting. That was exciting. And oh, little ducky. So but yeah, she told me that. And then one time I was stuck. I think she was driving me to dance lessons and stuff, and if she ever wanted to like corner me, it was always in the vehicle when she was like carpooling me somewhere, because you can't jump out of a moving vehicle, right? Like you're stuck. And she one time on the way to dance class told me, her and my dad's specific experience with an IUD and why my dad didn't like it. And so that was something I didn't want to know about as like a 16-year-old, and that's probably scarred me for life. That's probably why I like feel weird about IUDs now and I don't want one. So yeah. I'm putting my mom on blast tonight. She's a character. She's a character and she doesn't know she's a character. The new IUDs are better. Doing the string check is fun. Oh God, just that sentence terrifies me. Oh God, that just terrifies me. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'll never forget that. Yeah, I'm not gonna get one. I'm not gonna get one. Safe to say, I'm not gonna get one. But I'm so glad it is available as an option to people that it works well for. I know other people that have had them that have loved them, so. God, no. Ugh. Sorry, I just, like I said, I've been like, I'm never going to forget that conversation and what was said to me. Like, I'm just never going to forget. Never forget. Some things you just can't. Some things cannot be unlearned. I have no idea if these are going to turn out or not, but I like how they look right now. I really like how this looks right now. We'll see if I still like it at the end. We'll see. God, I need to make a doctor's appointment before everything goes haywire and my doctor's like, and I'm going to retire. I need to make a doctor's appointment. Oh God, we gotta change the topic. We gotta change the topic. Oh God. There's nothing like having your mother tell you her and your father's personal experiences with IUDs to just scar you for life. Oh. What's everyone's book of the month pick? LOL. What? My friend's baby boy was born with her IUD in her hand. Oh. I just got a cold chill down my spine. Holy Jesus. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. All right, well, somebody that has a worse story with their mom and an IUD than I do. All right. All right. Do you guys, all right, I'm going to tell you a story when I was postpartum. Just speaking of children grabbing things, I'm going to tell you a little story of my oldest daughter after her sister was born. It was about 2 weeks. I was about 2 weeks postpartum. And I didn't gain hardly any weight with her because I was sick the entire pregnancy. I think I gained like 17 pounds the entire pregnancy. Was very, very ill. It was a very challenging pregnancy. And I had taken my belly ring out because, of course, I have a belly ring because Britney Spears had a belly ring in like 2002. So I also had to go get a belly ring. So, you know, I had to do it. I also wanted a belly ring. And I kept it in because I had it out for years and years and years, and then I started wearing it again because why not? And I wore it all the way through up until the end, and with both pregnancies, and then took it out when it was too stretchy, and obviously took it out to give birth. And but about 2 weeks after I gave birth to my youngest daughter, I put the belly ring back in because my stomach had gone down enough that I could do it. And a trampoline frog, I surely do. I surely do. And so it was one of those days where I was trying to have a shower. And I had a newborn baby and a toddler. And I think my husband was home and he was like holding the baby. And I was like, okay, hubby's home. I'm going to have a shower because I don't know when I'm going to get one again. And he was holding the baby. I have my shower. I have my quick rinse. I'm stepping out of the shower. And my oldest daughter comes running in. She's about 2 years old. Just about to turn 2. And she looks up at me. And her eyes are fixated on my belly ring. And like I'm completely naked. I'm 2 weeks postpartum. I've just come out of the shower. And I see her eyes look right at my belly ring. Makes sense, right? It's shiny, catches her attention, and I panic. And I'm like, oh my God, this toddler is going to reach up, try to pull out my belly ring. So I quickly take my hands and clamp them over my stomach because I know I shouldn't trust her. And this kid reaches up, and I was like, aha, like I was smart to like put my hand over my belly ring. This toddler, this maniacal little thing, reaches up, grabbed a chunk of my hair, and ripped it out by the root. Bet you weren't expecting that. You know what? Neither was I. Neither was I. I dropped to the ground. I feel like I had never known so much pain in my whole life. I've never had a Brazilian. I don't do that. I do not wax. No, I'm not ripping that hair out by the root. No, that does not sound like a good time. And so that was a new experience and a great one to have, 2 weeks postpartum. Not like, what prompted that? God only knows. This was the same child that put poop in the heat vent. So like, I don't know. You guys, I don't know if I could properly explain the level of absolute shit show I was that year that my second daughter was born. And I had a 2-year-old and I had a newborn, and I was by myself most of the time because my husband was working, and it was a mess. It was a mess. I was a mess. If I ever meet you in person, I might not be able to make eye contact. My siblings did that to the vent. Oh. Yeah, she's super fun. She's been super fun and easy since she was about 3. But that lead up to 3, oh man. She did some damage. Then her sister took over. So anyways, 3, 1, and newborn. Wow. Yeah, I wanted a third, but I got really bad postpartum after my second. And then I had started having health issues. So the third one never came. Is Pasunki the only crafting you do, or do you all do all sorts of stuff? I do all sorts of stuff. I'm surrounded by half-finished projects right now, to be completely honest. I do all kinds of stuff. I didn't want him. Oh. Surprise! Okay. So here we go. We got this one. And we got this one. Let's go over here now. You're 2.5 years older than your sister. Mine are 23 months apart, so around the same. huge surprise. Wow. I'm going to make them yellow. I'm going to make I'm going to make them gold. Pregnant mom is showering and I run into the bathroom. Oh, God. Mostly pasunke, but I do other stuff, yeah. Throw open the lid to the toilet. Oh, no. Oh, no. And scream into the toilet. Dear God. Yeah, like Black Eyed Susans. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm out of wax again. I told her I was screaming into the toilet so I could be like her every morning. Oh, no. Well, from a toddler's point of view, I mean, that is what that looks like. Audrey, my oldest. This is an ostrich egg. This is an ostrich egg. I remember my oldest daughter doing that. She, her little potty, like the little toddler potty when you're potty training your kids that you sit beside your toilet, right? I remember her like pretending to throw up in that beside me while I was throwing up because I was so ill that entire pregnancy. Kids will do that. Kids will do that. It feels like you're getting trolled at the time. You're like vomiting into the toilet. There's this little toddler beside you. Into their little toddler potty. Feels like you're being trolled. It feels like you're being made fun of. But they just want to be just like mom and they copy mom. So it happens. He ran out of the house. Oh my God. The impression of doing a toddler throwing up. Oh my God, you guys. Can I tell you what I saw today? Can I tell you the two things that I saw today? Okay. So, there is this place that I went to when I was growing up called Discovery Canyon. And it is it's like a lazy river kind of a thing, but it's outside and it's all natural. But it's sort of like a lazy river / like a little bit of like a natural sort of like a sloped waterfall kind of a thing where you can ride down it on tubes. It's very fun. There's like a little beach part of it and stuff. And I've been so kind of hella depressed lately. I was like, I need to get my kids outside. I need to get outside. So we went first thing this morning. It started to get busy and I started to have a panic attack. So we had to leave. But we were there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So the kids had fun. They had to ride their little tubes. It wasn't bad. But then, it started getting busier and we had to leave because I just can't do it. I can't do it. Even though it's like all outside and we were, distancing and stuff like that. It was too many people and it freaked me out. We had to leave. But, so there's like this little beachy area. And everybody was doing pretty good. Like everybody was distant, like, distancing and everything. Like it was pretty good. Everybody was doing a good job. And I noticed this family. And they had this like very cute little toddler, super cute. And they looked to be new parents. And this was their only child, this little toddler. And so like they, I think they brought like 500 bags with them. They were doing that thing where they were like, we need to have our entire house with us in order to take this toddler to the beach. Like one toddler, like 18 bags. They brought her little toddler potty to the beach. They brought it. Like it was just sitting there beside, like they have public bathrooms, you guys. They have public bathrooms. But they brought her toddler potty, and it was just sitting on the beach next to their beach towel so their toddler could practice taking a dump on the little toddler potty in the middle of the beach. And I don't know why I find this so funny, but I do. Sorry. Oh my God. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Teach them to bury it like a cat. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm losing it, you guys. I'm losing it. You know when you're so stressed out and like depressed that like when you do finally find something funny, it's like really funny and you kind of lose your mind a little bit? That's sort of what's happening there. Anyways. And then I looked over to my left and there's this man. It was this woman and her husband were there and they had like 6 kids, you guys. They had 6 kids and all the kids looked like really like well-adjusted and normal. And the mom was like, just looked like she had her like self together. And I thought, wow, good for you guys. Like you have 6 kids and you look like normal. Like you look like normal, happy, well-adjusted people. Like, wow. Anyways, like I'm hardly surviving 2 and you guys are doing it with 6. Like, well done. But I look and then I see it. And the dad, this man who's like probably my age, he is wearing his boxer briefs under his bathing suit. So his like Calvin Klein underwear is sticking out the top of his bathing suit. And I'm like, sir, I think you missed a memo. And he was like going swimming and everything. And I was confused. Like, does everybody wear their underwear under their bathing suit to go to the beach? I thought this was the whole point of the bathing suit. So that like your clothes didn't get wet, including your underwear. Anyways. So I had that to my left and then I had toddler potty to my right. So many guys swim with boxers here. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't have the equipment, so I don't know what the function of that would be. Can sit right. Oh, okay. I called it they're weirdos. Yeah, I did. I had an interesting day. Trunks usually have, okay, that's what so I have a couple pairs of men's like swim trunks because I prefer to wear more covered bathing suits. I prefer to be more covered. So I'll often wear men's swim shorts and they all have built-in briefs. Like they have like the little mesh situation, little mesh hammock in there ready to cradle all your bits and bobs. And I thought that filled the function of underwear so you don't have to get your clothing wet. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the equipment. So I don't understand. It was just shocking to me because I had never seen that before. But maybe the mesh was uncut. You know what? In a couple pairs of my jeans, I cut the pockets out because they weren't comfortable and they were bunching. So maybe he cut the mesh out of there. Maybe he just cut it right out. There's no mesh. There's no mesh situation. So, there we go. Still don't know why the toddler potty was there, though. That one I can't figure out. Oh, God, that made my day. That made my day. Just sitting on the beach next to a toddler, dropping a deuce. You know, sometimes you look around and you think, this is paradise. This is paradise. Well, he does have 6 children. Maybe he has extra equipment. You know what? Good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Maybe he does. Oh. Oh, where am I? Here I am. Glad I got to tell somebody about that toddler potty situation, because it was just... I was going to take like a sneaky photo of it and send it to my friend, because I knew she would find it hilarious. But then I was like, no, that's weird. Because if they went to the water and I could have just taken a picture of this random like toddler potty, but they didn't really leave their blanket. And I was like, yeah, people don't want me taking photos of them. So I just burned it into my memory so I could appreciate it. If you have 6 kids, every day is laundry day. Let's be honest. If that's what we're still talking about. Sorry, I'm looking at my again, not down at the chat too much tonight. Okay. Okay. Oh, I've got a chunk of wax randomly sitting here. I once saw a man jogging while using a shake weight. Wow. I can't, there's so much there. There's so much to unpack there. Wow. Wow. I bet that was a sight to behold. Do you know what I once saw? I'm not sure what this was about, but I definitely noticed it happening. Once, this was probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I was driving in my minivan in my children. We went into the city. We were driving. And I think we were going to go to the mall or something to get something. And there was this young man, you know, the green Borat bathing suit, the like thong sort of suspenders situation, the lime green one. This young man was wearing that, and only that, with some rollerblades. Just rollerblading down the street, cheeks out, fancy free, and loving his life. And he was very, very Caucasian. One might say glow in the dark. And that was probably one of the days where I realized, like, wow, I am a mom now. Because my first thought upon seeing these white little, this white peach staring at me was, oh my God, please, sunscreen. I was worried, I was concerned. And that's when I knew I'm very much a mom. There's a guy well known for his spandex shorts. That would be Spandy Andy. I know him well. I used to work with him. That is Mr. This was not Spandy Andy. I love that I know who that is. Yeah, he was really, I worked with him. He was, where did he, somebody was saying he has a dance studio now. But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Spandy Andy. I saw that guy so often. I worked with him. I have some stories about that dude. None of them are bad. But yes, I have some stories. Spandy Andy. That's where your hockey crush? I'm just south of Edmonton. That's where your hockey crush plays? Ooh. You're an Oilers fan. My husband is also an Oilers fan. That's why he's always sad. He finally came in for cuddles, did he? Poor husband. Yeah. He's been depressed for a while. Connor McDavid. Like Bieber, but not punk. He's very talented. He's a very talented young man. I am going to get another piece of paper towel here to lay down because I could feel it. I could feel that wax building up. Cat purrs are the best. I'm so grateful to have had my cat for this last couple of years. My God, that cat and his little kitty cat Cuddles. My dog, you guys. So in the spring, got my dog shaved down like I always do in the spring. And her fur is not growing back. I don't know if it's just one of those things. Like she's 14 now. So I don't know if she's just too old. I don't know if she's too old. But her fur is not growing back anymore. I feel bad. She's not a flooster anymore. I mean, I still love her, but I just feel kind of bad. I'm like, oh no. It'll just take longer? Okay. Like, it's fun, and it's funny because it feels like there's a couple patches where it's growing back, but like overall, like her coat has usually filled in again by now. It'll just go real slow now that she's older. Okay. I feel bad because I feel like her coat keeps her warm in the winters here because we have like hella cold winters. But now we're also having like super hot summers, so I don't want to not shave her down because I think it really helps. So I always get her confused. Do not talk to the comments. Have guests leave comments in your Q&A. Respond after your live. I am confused. Just have her trimmed a tad longer next year. I have no idea what that means. Is that something that you're supposed to do on lives now? I don't do TikTok, right? Just so you know. I'm sure there's things that other people are doing that work really well. I probably don't do any of the things that I'm supposed to do. Usually we don't see those until we get up over... usually we don't have interesting people come in until we're up over like the kind of 200 mark. So, I don't know. I can't answer all the questions in the chat because I miss a lot when I'm looking down at my egg, but usually answer quite a few. Not sure what that was about. It's late, mean people are out. I am an interesting person. I too am an interesting person. It's because of the time. I don't know. Sometimes we get some interesting, I don't know, maybe that's something that other people do in their lives. But we kind of just wing it here. I am out of wax. I need to fill my wax. Are you logging on for the new Holo Taco? I can't, because if I go on that website, I will buy something. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to avoid going on there because I know if I go on that website, I'm going to buy something. And I'm trying not to right now. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to use up what I have before I buy more, you know? I'm trying to use up what I have before I buy more stuff. But I want all the stuff. Specifically the Holo Taco nail polish. So it's limited edition. Why are you telling me this? Ah. Dang it. So I'm wearing duct tape gray with I think it's linear hollow top coat. It's either I think it's linear hollow. It might be scattered hollow, but I think it's linear hollow. I have so much indie polish, it's ridiculous. Holo Taco is my first indie polish brand. I'd never done the indie polish thing before. It was very exciting for me. I'd never forayed into the realm of indie polishes. I was very excited. And I have loved it. I only ever used drugstore ones, so it's definitely been a step up. Indie polish, so it's not indie? I would consider it indie. To me, indie is anything that you can't walk into the drugstore or Sephora and buy. To me, that's indie. But I'm also elderly. I am an old person. So I don't know what the kids would classify as indie, but I'm wearing polish called It's Rex Rex Manning Day. Damn the man, save the empire. Oh gosh, I loved that movie when I was in grade 8. Oh, how I loved that movie. I remember thinking that Liv Tyler in that plaid skirt with that sweater was just, with her Doc Marten boot, was just the peak of sophistication. Fashion. You could not get more beautiful. Oh. Anyways. That and Drew Barrymore in Boys on the Side. I was like, there's no one more beautiful. There's no one more beautiful than her right now in this movie. Have you done any dyeing yet for this one? Yes. It's a whole process. Process. There I go again. It was a bit of a thing. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of a thing. I've got a big, sort of just a cheap plastic bowl. And so I did some brown on this, but then I did a wash back because I wanted to put my branches in brown. And I did a little bit of detail work on here on this side in brown, but not a ton. But I needed to put my branches in, so then I did a wash back and washed it back to this white cream color, so I can do my little kitty willows. Put these guys on. So it already has white on it, and then I put brown on it, and then I'm washed it back, and I'm doing a little bit more white on it, and then I'm going to put it in gold. In gold. I love gold. And then we're probably going to do some turquoise and some pretty green. And then we're going to probably end in like a Huron blue. I'm thinking something like that. Very, very similar to Ducky the non-binary peafowl. To that egg. Similar color palette. Except that this one's also having some brown added in there. Which is fine because it's a big egg. We're gonna have a lot of detail. Gold member is in my head now. You're welcome. But yeah. So creams and browns and golds and greens and blues. It's gonna be where we go with this one. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. Always a surprise. Austin Powers holds up surprisingly well. You know what? I haven't watched those movies in ages. I did see the sort of like all the memes and like the videos that people are making comparing Jeff Bezos to Dr. Evil, and I'm thoroughly enjoying those. Thoroughly laughing my butt off to all of that. I mean, the similarities are uncanny. I'm learning so much about nail polish right now. I'm just catching very few bits and pieces while I work on this egg, but it looks like some of us in the chat really know our stuff. I'm kind of very much enjoying it. The It's Rex Manning Day. I love that she picked that name for it. That name is fantastic. So remember, wherever you see me putting wax, it's going to be this white color at the end. Sorry, I just need to readjust in my seat. Sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy with my phone moving around. My bum got numb. I had to move around a little bit. What time is it? Oh my gosh. It's been 2 hours, you guys. When did that happen? I'm gonna finish these. I'm gonna finish these. Is this your final layer? Oh gosh, this is my second layer. We got a ways to go. I wasn't kidding when I said I think this ostrich egg is going to take me the entirety of summer. Which I'm okay with. It's a journey. It's about the journey, right? We're doing a journey. It's about everything we learn in the process. It's about process. It's about me coming into my happy place. It's third, right? Yep. White, brown, cream. Yep. That's where we're at. So I'm getting lots of much needed mental health, good mental health stuff out of working away on this. So if it takes me all summer, that is a welcome endeavor. I like seeing how far you've come. Oh, I missed that. I like seeing how far you've come. I missed the part live and it's, oh, thank you. I put the supplies for this in a cart, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Just to let you know, everyone. So the supplies, we all know where I get them. Ukrainian accessories.com, code CraftyLady10 for 10% off. So Kathy, so I have a Cheeky Crafty Lady kit on there right now. And it's got like, I think it's got like a 6-pack of dies. It's got a couple of Kitska, the Derlin. I always say these. I always say the Derlin style Kitskas. Derlin. The brass tipped ones. It's got a couple of those in there. It's got some wax. It's got a 6-pack of dies. It's got like a little pamphlet, how to pasunke, and so I've got that kit. It's the Cheeky Crafty Lady kit. It's on there. We are working on, hopefully at some point, bringing out a deluxe version of the Cheeky Crafty Lady kit that will essentially be the same, but it's going to include a few more of the dies and the egg draining kit. Because not everybody wants to drain their eggs. That's sort of, some people are really into it. Some people are like, oh, I'm never going to do that. So people that are like really gung-ho and want to do, you know, have more color options and drain their eggs and everything can get the deluxe kit. And then other people can just get the regular one. So just putting that out there. I don't know when it's going to be a go, but I'm just letting you know I have something like that in the works. And it's very exciting. Yeah, she's going, so she's visiting, I believe, her parents in Saskatchewan. Which is very exciting. Is Pasunke USA getting absorbed by UE? I have no idea. I don't think so. Like, I think they're two separate companies. But I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. I could have sworn it's the same name Catherine talked about. I don't know. That I don't know. She so she bought Ukrainian accessories 5-6 years ago maybe, from this couple that was like, oh gosh, they were in their like 70s or 80s or something like that. Like, they were very elderly, and they had been doing it for like a long time, and they were just keeping it going because they felt like, you know, this art form is like kind of dying out. Like, we want to keep having supplies available to Canadians, but like, we're getting old, like we can't keep doing this. And so that's when Kathy stepped in and bought it. The USA, the guy got COVID and didn't make it. Oh no, I knew he passed. I didn't realize it was from COVID. Oh, that's devastating. Oh, that's so sad. I didn't realize he passed from COVID. I saw a little while ago, a lot of people were doing tributes on Instagram. Oh, that's so sad. See, this is the thing with like, especially like Pasunke supply companies and that, like, it's general, like with Kathy, like the couple were older and like they needed to retire, and they were just, you know, trying to keep it going right, to keep the tradition alive and stuff. And it's such a loss when members of that community pass away because there's not a lot left. That's partly why I feel so passionate about sharing this art form and having more people come into it and get interested in it and learn about it, because it's just, we're losing all of these, we're losing all of these amazing artists and these people in the community, and that's so sad. I didn't realize he passed from COVID. That's so sad. His poor family. So it would have been sudden and unexpected, and why she got Yui. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. I got overwhelmed when I saw all the colors and then wanted them all. They're fun. They do be fun. The nice thing about, I have to say, the nice thing about dyes, you'll see this probably, I'll probably dye this, I'll probably wait until Sunday to dye this, and I'll do it during the live. My gold dye is looking rough. It is chunky, funky. It is, like, I use my dyes until the bitter end. Like, they can be scuzzy as long as they are still dyeing my eggs. I do not get rid of them. Like, I keep my dyes for like years. So you'll see my really scuzzy dye on Sunday that probably needed, it's like 4 years old, and it probably needed to be dumped out last year, and I haven't, and I'm still using it because it still works. So, do you know what? I find this art form I'm also somebody that suffers from anxiety. I've got anxiety, I've got PTSD, I've got a few things going on, neurodivergent. This art form, like, I do lots of different kind of arts and crafty kind of things, but this is the one that I always come back to that just feels like home. It is the one thing that can actually shut my brain off, and I just kind of get into the zone. I get into that flow state, and like hours can go by and I just don't even notice because I'm just in my own little world. And I can tell you, this last couple years, I've been so grateful to have this art form. Ooh, just to like sit in my basement and make eggs, and just to be able to have a little bit of an escape from stuff. It's been so helpful. You started TMS therapy. That's amazing. Oh, I'm glad it's working for you. I'm so glad it's working for you. You know what? It's all about trying stuff. And if stuff kind of stops working, then you try other stuff. And you find something that works. And you just keep going until as long as you can. You know, it's just whatever works for you. Right now, for me, it's this. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've heard really good things about it from a couple of people, so. Something TMI, but incredibly funny. As if I didn't just share the story of when my toddler ripped my hair out. TMI, what's that? I've heard mixed things about EMDR. doing here? I'm out of wax. Oh God, what was that? What just popped? Oh my God, something just popped. What was it? Holy Jesus, that scared me. Oh my God, what was that? What the hell was that? It's like something just popped. It was like a seal on a canning lid just popped. If you're a canner, you know what that means. That's what it sounded like to me, but I can't think of which one it would have been. Or why that would have happened. I don't know. That was weird. Oh my God, that scared me. Dear God. Oh, okay. Well, good thing I wasn't doing it's a good thing I wasn't, have the Kitska on the egg doing like a tiny, tiny fine little line or something. Oh my gosh. Made me want pickles. Oh, now I thought you rolled over an egg with your chair. That sounds like something I would do. I could understand why you thought that. God knows I've broken stuff. My brain went to salsa. It totally sounded like the snap of a lid seal. It was the most bizarre thing, but I can't think of any of these. Why would they have sealed or unsealed? It's so weird. Interesting. Interesting. God only knows. The Pisanke gods are making themselves known. A Kool-Aid pickle. Oh, I have so many questions. Deep South thing. Pickle soaked in Kool-Aid. I don't have a water bottle down here. I've got a glass of water with a straw, but no, I don't know what that was. Are you clogged, little Kitska? Do you need to be cleaned out? You seem like you're having issues. Something is going on. We're going to clean you out. Remove some pickle juice, add a packet of Kool-Aid, shake and wait a day or so. Well, pickles are just cucumbers soaked in evil, and I'm not expecting feed. I can remember arguing with my then 3-year-old Audrey, because so for those of you wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to shove a tiny little wire in a tiny little hole to virtually no success. Oh dear God. Hang on. Sorry, I have to I am elderly. I need to bring it close to my face because I'm old and I can't see anymore. Just kidding, I'm not old. Unless you're a teenager, then I am old. If you're a teenager, I'm practically dead. Some of you think I'm a youngin'. I will accept both identities. As a youngin' and an elderly person. I accept both. Okay, what is going on with you? What's going on with you? Do you want some more wax? What's your deal? What's your deal? Am I talking to my tools? Yes, I am. Oh, I hope your kid sleeps. I hope your kid sleeps in tomorrow. Still not over being called middle-aged 5 years ago by a 12-year-old. There we go. It's working now. I guess it just needed to clean out. Okay. It's just one of those things, right? Age is so relative. Do you buy the eggs already hollowed out or do you do it? So this one came to me already hollowed out. Normally, like if I work on chicken's eggs or like quail eggs, I drain them myself. I did get gifted a couple of goose eggs that were hollowed out. So sometimes I hollow them out myself. Sometimes they come like that. It just depends. It just depends. You know, there's a real interesting conversation to be had around what classifies as middle age. So middle age, have to head out, friends. I'm having severe anxiety. Oh, feel better. Feel better. Feel better. But there's an interesting conversation to be had around. So middle age is considered mid-age, like the middle of your life. And we used to, I don't know, when I was growing up, everybody always considered like 50. You know, 50 is middle-aged, right? You're in the middle of your life. But then I was thinking about it. What if, like, a lot of people only live until around 80 or so? So if I live until 80, wouldn't that make 40 middle age? And then I realized I'm going to be 40 next year. So am I middle aged? Surely I must be kind of halfway through. Like I feel like I'm at the halfway point. So I'm middle aged, right? Things I think about late at night. I'm middle aged and I'm 30. Yeah, kind of I'm 39 as well. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, am I middle aged? Like, I don't think I'm going to live till 100. I'm probably going to live till about 80 or so. God willing. If I live till 70 like my grandmother did, that would mean I would have passed that point at 35. So they always seem genuine when it's convenient for them. Sorry. That's me and my own trauma talking. The ladies in my family live forever. I had a few great grandmothers make it into their 90s, like 93, 94. The Ukrainians. Well, one was the Ukrainian. The other one was English. They lived till, I think, 91. I think one was 94, one was 96. I'm not sure exactly what the conversation is, Danielle, but my only advice to you would be that you are not, it doesn't sound like you are qualified for the kind of help he is needing. And it would be best to, if he is requiring that kind of help, that is not something that you are qualified to do. He needs, if he needs to check himself in somewhere, he needs to check himself in somewhere, or his parents need to check him in. But it's been my experience when I've had exes do that kind of behavior in the past, that it's a manipulation tactic. But manipulation tactic or not, if it is serious, then that needs to be dealt with by qualified professionals. And you have many wonderful qualities, but you are not a qualified professional to deal with that level of stuff. I would, if it were me, I would contact his parents. I would let them know what's going down and be like, I'm walking away. I'm just letting you know so that you can get your child the help that they need, and then walk the hell away, because that's not your responsibility. Well, because like, look at it like this. If it's genuine, they need professional help. If it's not genuine and it's a manipulation tactic, that's hella messed up, and you need some professional help. Like, either way, that is an individual that needs professionals. Qualified peoples. As a qualified professional, I approve that message. Well, it just like, sometimes you struggle, and when you're struggling, you reach out to certain people. Like, I get that. But at a certain point, let's just be honest. Sometimes, either way, you need a qualified professional, because if it is genuine, then like, obviously you need help and you need support more so than like friends and family are going to, like, you need qualified professionals. And if it's a last-ditch effort to try to control and manipulate, then that is also behavior that is needing of some sort of therapy. But yeah, exactly. You can be an amazing supportive friend, but like, not have a, PhD in psych with a, certification in, counseling psychology and blah, blah, blah. Like, it, at a certain point, it is the humane thing to do to be like, I can't help you, but you are very deserving of getting help. Please seek help. But I'm not qualified to give you what you need. And then you do that Homer Simpson thing where you just back into the hedge. You're just back into that hedge, and you back into that hedge and you disappear. You just ghost. because they're going to need to, they're going to need to figure out their life without you in it. Like, even to try to do that, well, maybe we can stay friends at this point. Like, you're past that point. You're past that point. The humane thing for both of you is to leave that, just leave them at this junction in their life, and they're going to figure it out. But they can't figure it out. They can't figure it out with you in it. It's clearly gotten to a point where it's not good for either one of you. That's my 2 cents. This is the man I was going to marry. Been there. Oh, been there. Was going to marry, lived with, put him through his first year of university. I've been there. I've been there. It's hard to make that transition, but once you get to the other side, it is like you can breathe again. But it's not easy. It's not easy. I've seen this on the other end. It never ends well. Never, yeah. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. Everybody drink some water. I'm going to do this next little kitty willow. And then probably say adieu for the night. Well, usually when I come into the lives, I do the Homer Simpson and disappear into the bush. Ah. Do you know what I will say, Danielle? I will say, if just speaking as somebody who at 22 years old was in like a very similar situation, I had to drink some water. I feel like I got a second, once I got out of a very abusive relationship, I felt like I got a second lease on life. And once I started to put my time and attention and energy into my own mental health and healing myself and putting myself through school and building my own life and working towards my own like kind of hopes and dreams and goals, I was much happier. I was much, much happier. And I have never regretted that choice. I've never regretted that choice. You can't set yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. You just can't. But I feel so guilty and selfish. That's because you've been manipulated. Because if you stay feeling guilty and selfish, you'll stay. As soon as you let go of that guilt and the shame and the selfishness and you take care of yourself and you decide that you are allowed to take care of yourself, it's kind of one of those things. It's very hard to explain, and it's kind of something if you've experienced leaving an abusive relationship, you know. But it's sort of one of those things, unless you've done it, it's hard to explain because everybody's like, well, I don't, like, why don't you just leave? I don't get it. Why don't you just, like, I remember that's an attitude that I think gets run into often. It's very, very hard when somebody has, like, gotten inside your brain and it feels like they've rearranged things. It's very, very hard to untangle all of that. It's very, very hard. But yeah, just know if you're feeling, if doing what's best for you and taking care of you is something that makes you feel selfish and guilty, that's a big old red flag. That's a big old red flag. Right? Because when you're your best you and you feel great, you can go out in the world and do great things and be a great partner. But it was always my experience that if I was kept down, then I stayed, right? And that's the name of the game, is they want you to stay. Yeah, well, and I think it just, and also with females, right? With women, we're raised that to be the caretakers and to be responsible. I mean, like, we're expected to teach men emotional maturity. Just the skills of managing your emotions. Like, we're expected to bear the brunt of that. A lot of men don't want to go to therapy and figure their shit out. A lot of men or a lot of women are doing the emotional heavy lifting in their relationships. And we're just expected to, right? That's sort of the bummer of the whole patriarchal thing, is that men and women are shortchanged, right? Men are taught that, men aren't taught emotional maturity, and they're just, boys will be boys, boys mature slower than girls, and da-da-da, and it's just not expected of them, so they just never do it, and then they get into these relationships, and it's like up to the women to teach them emotional maturity because they never learned it growing up, and they don't want to do it, so like the whole emotional lifting in the relationship is always done by the women, and it's a lot of work, and it's a mess. Yeah, boys don't cry, right? Men don't have feelings and stuff, and it's like they do, and they deserve to be able to feel them and process things and work on things, and like it's fine to cry, it's fine to feel things, but we're taught, in our society that, they're not allowed, and it sucks. I could go on about that, and what we do to effeminate men, right? Like how we treat them, or men that we deem to be effeminate. Like I could go on. I could go on. So, the patriarchy has been debunked. Fabulous! Do you hear that, everyone? There's no patriarchy. Go forth. Go forth. There is no patriarchy anymore. Go forth. Okay. So, blow that out before I set stuff on fire. All right, so here we go. We got our little... I can make the same amount as a man now. Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah. You're going to wake up tomorrow. You're going to make the same amount as the men. The patriarchy is done. Yep. That boy that sexually assaulted you in college, you marched down to that cop station because he's going to jail tomorrow. Sorry. All right. Sorry, I went off there. Anyways. I'm going off tonight. Okay, we're getting a raise, y'all. It got dark real quick, didn't it? Okay. Anyways. So art therapy. Art therapy. Here we go. This is... Yeah, ostrich egg. So... We added a little bit of brown on this. So this is like the white and the cream. What are your 5 gratefuls today? Oh, are we saying 5 things we're grateful for? Okay, I'm grateful for the toddler potty at the beach because that gave me such a case of the giggles. That was fabulous. The toddler potty at the beach getting outside with my kids. I was able to do that. Coming on here tonight and spending some time with all of you guys was lovely. My cat purring. And, tonight Eva, my youngest, she went outside and I heard her screeching and I was like, oh my God, is she hurt? Is she hurt? What's going on? She came running inside. She found a baby ladybug and she went off on this whole conversation about how special baby ladybugs are and they're rare because she is almost 8 and she's only seen one in her whole life and just how special and rare baby ladybugs are. So anyways, that was probably my 5th thing that that was like after sort of like a rough few days and like the spicy sads, just like, I don't know, being around kids sometimes is very helpful. Sometimes they make the spicy sads worse, but sometimes they make it so much better. So yeah, it just she was just so taken with this baby ladybug and just how special baby ladybugs are because you don't always find them. They're not always around. They're rare. So those are my 5. Those are my 5 gratefuls today. So here we are. So now what will happen on Sunday's live is I will dye this yellow for you all and you can watch that shenanigan. Sometimes they are the spicy sass. Yes. So yeah. So when I come back on Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will be here. I will dye this yellow for you all, and we'll probably add our petals to our little Black-Eyed Susans. And then, is that a terrible name? Black-Eyed Susans? It doesn't matter. The patriarchy is debunked. It doesn't matter. Anyways, but yeah, so I will, and then we'll have to go in and we're going to have to start doing some more detailed work in here. So we got to go in. It's not great, but like whatever. So we're going to go in and add some more yellow details on Sunday after I dye it. So Ducky says, thank you for coming and spending a couple of hours with me tonight. I hope it was enjoyable. If you learned something new, that's fabulous. And all hail Ducky the non-binary peafowl. And yeah, so thank you, friends. And we will see you all on, well, if you can make it, doxology. Oh God, the puns that run abundant, the abundant puns. Oh, wouldn't that be a fantastic band name, the Abundant Puns? Oh, why am I not a musician? Okay, anyways, on that note, thank you all for coming to tonight's evening, and yes, we'll see you guys all on Sunday. So have the pundency. Have a great night, guys. I hope you're all nice and relaxed before bed. If you're earlier in the day, I hope you have a great day. If you're from down under and it's already tomorrow, have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you guys all on Sunday. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.